upbeat, playful music starts and fades into the background. Hey there, fellow cat parents, let's play a little game. Picture this. You walk into your living room, and there, perched atop your highest bookshelf, like a furry, judgmental gargoyle, is your cat. They make direct eye contact. Then slowly, deliberately, push your favourite book off the edge. You think they're just being a little jerk, right? A fluffy agent of chaos sent to test your patience and your collection of breakable objects. What if I told you this isn't random destruction? It's a secret message, a desperate, primal scream from your feline overlord that says, "Human, your horizontal world is boring me to tears." Today, we're decoding that message and uncovering the one thing your cat is begging you for that you're probably ignoring. Before we dive in, drop your furry chaos agent's name in the comments below. I want to know who I'm talking about. Alright, so to understand why your cat is trying to establish a new kingdom on top of your kitchen cabinets, we need to take a quick trip in the kitty time machine. Way, way back. Remember, deep down, that purring biscuit-making loaf on your lap is a tiny apex predator. Their great-great-great-grandcat wasn't lounging on velvet pillows. They were climbing trees in the wild, hunting, and, most importantly, avoiding becoming someone else's lunch. They are both predator and prey. That ancient software is still running in your cat's brain, even if their biggest threats today are the vacuum cleaner and an empty food bowl. So when your cat treats your curtains like an emergency escape ladder, they're not redecorating. They're just listening to the whispers of their wild ancestors, telling them one simple, undeniable truth. Height is power, height is safety, and the floor is for peasants. So let's talk about the first and most crucial reason for this vertical obsession, the instinctive need for safety. Imagine you're only a foot tall. Everything is giant. The humans, the furniture, that weirdly aggressive Roomba that seems to have a personal vendetta against you. The floor is a chaotic high-traffic area full of potential dangers. There's the terrifying roaring monster, also known as the vacuum cleaner. There are the clumsy, unpredictable feet of the giants you live with. There might even be a drooling, tail-wagging creature called a dog sniffing around. It's a jungle down there. But up high, up on that bookshelf, or the top of a cat tree, it's a fortress of solitude. It's a VIP lounge where the password is meow, and the only rule is no vacuum cleaners allowed. From this elevated perch, they can safely observe the household chaos without being in the middle of it. This isn't just a preference, it's a hardwired survival instinct that reduces stress and anxiety in a major way. A cat without a safe high spot is like a superhero without a secret hideout, constantly exposed and a little on edge. Now for the flip side of that coin, while they're hiding from danger, they're also looking for an opportunity. This is all about the predator's advantage. A high vantage point isn't just defensive, it's the ultimate offensive position. Think of a sniper on a rooftop or a lioness on a rocky outcrop. Your cat is doing the exact same thing, just on a much smaller, fluffier scale. From the top of the refrigerator, they have a panoramic, 360-degree view of their entire territory, your living room. They can survey their domain, track the movements of everyone in the house, and spot potential prey long before it spots them. And what is this prey, you ask? Oh, it could be anything. The twitching of your unsuspecting toes under a blanket. A rogue dust bunny. That little red dot they can never quite catch. Being up high allows them to plan their attack with tactical precision. It engages their brain and satisfies that deep-seated instinct to hunt. A cat stuck on the ground floor is a hunter without a watchtower, and that's a recipe for a bored, frustrated kitty. What happens when you have more than one furry overlord in your home? Well, that's when vertical space becomes the social ladder. Literally. Cats are subtle creatures. They don't typically send out company-wide emails to establish the office hierarchy. Instead, they use physical positioning to communicate status. In the complex world of feline politics, height equals rank. The cat who secures the highest perch is often seen as the most dominant or confident cat in the group. They are, quite literally, the top cat. This is why you might see one cat chilling on the highest point of the cat tree, while another is relegated to the second highest spot. It's a peaceful way of establishing social structure without resorting to hissing, swatting, or full-blown furry MMA fights. By providing multiple high spots at different levels, you're giving your cats the tools they need to navigate their social lives politely. You're essentially creating a tiered management structure for your fluffy corporation, preventing a lot of unnecessary conflict and HR complaints. Beyond just feeling safe, a high spot serves a very practical purpose as the ultimate escape route. Let's be honest, even in the most loving homes, conflict happens. Maybe the dog gets a little too playful and doesn't understand that tail chasing is not a fun game for everyone. Maybe the new kitten is being an absolute pest and doesn't respect personal space. Or maybe, just maybe, your toddler has discovered that pulling the cat's tail makes a funny noise. In these moments, your cat needs a get out of jail free card. A vertical space is that card. It's a safe zone where they can retreat to de-escalate a stressful situation. They can jump up onto a shelf or into a cat tree where the dog, the kitten, or the small human can't reach them. This ability to simply remove themselves from a situation is incredibly empowering for a cat. It prevents them from feeling cornered or trapped, which is when they might resort to scratching or biting out of fear. It's not about being antisocial. It's about having a panic room when things get a little too crazy downstairs. For your cat, the game, the floor is lava, is very, very real. The floor is where all the action happens, and not always in a good way. It's the main highway for human foot traffic, the battlefield for the vacuum cleaner, and the playground for other pets. It can be noisy, unpredictable, and frankly, quite stressful. Being above it all provides an immense sense of calm and relief. Think of it like living in a bustling city. Being on a crowded sidewalk is chaotic and overwhelming, but being on a quiet rooftop balcony overlooking the same street, suddenly it's peaceful. You can watch the world go by without being jostled by it. That's exactly how your cat feels. When they're perched on a high shelf, they can still feel like part of the family action. They can see you, hear you, and observe everything, but from a safe, serene distance. This reduces their overall anxiety and allows them to relax more fully, knowing they are out of the fray. It's their private balcony in the chaotic city of your home. Here's something you might not have considered. Climbing is a massive confidence booster for your cat. Every time your cat successfully navigates a series of shelves, leaps to the top of a tall cat tree, or finds a new clever way to get onto the wardrobe, they are solving a problem. This is a mental and physical workout. It engages their muscles, improves their balance and coordination, and stimulates their mind. It's like a tiny, furry rock climber conquering a new peak. This sense of accomplishment is huge for their self-esteem. A cat that has mastered its physical environment feels more secure, capable, and in control. This is especially important for shy or timid cats. Providing them with vertical challenges that they can conquer at their own pace can help bring them out of their shell. It gives them a sense of agency and proves to them that they are a skilled, athletic creature. A confident cat is a happy cat, and a home full of vertical opportunities is the perfect gym to build that confidence. Let's be brutally honest for a second. From your cat's perspective, your apartment is probably boring. Seriously, think about it through their eyes. Humans see a nicely decorated room with furniture. A cat sees a flat, featureless desert. It's a two-dimensional world. They can walk forward, backward, left, and right. That's it. This lack of environmental complexity leads to boredom, and a bored cat is a destructive cat. This is when you start seeing bad behaviours like excessive meowing, scratching the furniture, or attacking your ankles. They're not being bad. They're just screaming, "I need something to do." By adding vertical space, cat trees, shelves, perches, you are fundamentally changing the landscape. You're adding a third dimension. You're turning their boring flat world into an exciting, multi-level jungle gym. You're giving them new paths to travel, new places to explore, and new things to see. It's the single most effective way to enrich their environment and fight boredom without having to constantly dangle a feather toy in their face. There's a very simple scientific reason your cat seeks high places, and it comes down to a cat's one true love. Besides you, maybe. They are devout sun worshippers. Cats are solar-powered creatures. They are masters of finding that one single patch of sunlight in the entire house and plopping down in it for a nap. And where are the best sunbeams often found? You guessed it, up high. A perch on a cat tree next to a window or a shelf, mounted on a sunny wall, becomes a premium, 5-star napping spot. It allows them to bask in the warmth, which helps them regulate their body temperature and just feels amazing. It also provides what cat behaviourists call cat TV, a safe front row seat to watch the birds, squirrels, and passing cars outside. This is incredibly stimulating for an indoor cat. It satisfies their curiosity and predatory instincts without any actual danger. So, a high perch near a window isn't just a bed. It's a heated lounge chair with a built-in entertainment system. It's the feline equivalent of a luxury spa day. Even the most affectionate cat needs a break sometimes. Just like humans, cats need a personal space bubble. They are creatures that value their independence and need some good, old-fashioned me time. A high perch is the ultimate, universally understood, do not disturb sign in the feline world. When a cat is curled up on a high shelf or at the top of a cat tree, they are signalling that they want to be left alone. They are removing themselves from the social obligations of the household for a while. It's their quiet corner where they can nap, groom, or just exist without being petted, picked up, or bothered by another pet. Respecting this space is crucial for building trust with your cat. It shows them that you understand their needs and their body language. Forcing interaction when they've retreated to their safe space can create anxiety and damage your bond. So when they're up high, let them be. They'll come down for cuddles when they're ready and recharged. Vertical space isn't just for climbing and napping, it's also the perfect vertical gym for scratching and stretching. Most good quality cat trees are covered in sisal rope or other tempting materials, which serve a vital purpose. Scratching is not a destructive habit. It's an essential, natural behaviour for cats. It allows them to shed the outer layer of their claws, keeping them healthy. It's also a way for them to mark their territory. They have scent glands in their paws. And, most importantly, it's a fantastic way to get a full body stretch. Think about how good it feels to have a big stretch when you wake up. That's what your cat is doing. A tall, sturdy, scratching post or cat tree allows them to extend their bodies fully, from their toes to their claws, working their back and shoulder muscles. It's a 2-for-1 deal. You provide a vertical world for them to explore, and you give them an appropriate place to satisfy their scratching urges, hopefully saving your new sofa in the process. It's a win-win for everyone involved. This is a big one. We need to reframe our understanding of bad behaviour. When you see your cat on the kitchen counter, your first instinct is probably to shout, "Get down!" But let's pause and analyse. Why are they up there? Is it because they have a sudden passion for culinary arts? Probably not. It's because the counter is one of the highest, most stable surfaces in the room. It offers a great view of everything. The same goes for curtain climbing or scaling the big screen TV. These aren't acts of feline delinquency. They are desperate, neon-flashing signs that your cat's need for vertical territory is not being met. They are literally trying to create their own climbing structures out of your furniture because you haven't provided any appropriate alternatives. Once you provide a tall, appealing cat tree or some wall shelves that are even higher and more interesting than the counter, the bad behaviour often disappears on its own. They weren't being naughty, they were just problem solving. So what actually happens on a psychological level when this fundamental need is ignored? Let's talk about how a lack of height creates anxiety. A cat living in a purely horizontal world can feel perpetually exposed and vulnerable. This chronic, low-grade stress can manifest in a number of ways that owners might not connect to the environment. For example, a stressed cat might start over-grooming, licking themselves so much that they create bald spots. They might become more reclusive, spending all their time hiding under the bed or in a closet. In some cases, it can even lead to misplaced aggression, where the cat lashes out at you or other pets because their anxiety has boiled over. They might even resort to inappropriate urination, marking territory on the floor, because they feel they have no secure, elevated spaces to claim as their own. These aren't the actions of a bad cat, they are the symptoms of a stressed cat. Providing vertical space can be one of the most effective forms of anti-anxiety medication for a cat, offering them the security they are so desperately craving. Okay, so you're convinced. Your cat needs to go whoopee. Where do you start? Let's begin with simple solution number 1, the classic cat tree. This is the bread and butter of the vertical world. But listen closely, not all cat trees are created equal. A cheap, wobbly, short cat tree is a waste of money. Your cat won't use it because it doesn't feel safe. When you're shopping, look for 3 key things. First, sturdiness. It needs a wide, heavy base. If it wobbles when you push on it, it's a no-go. Your cat is an expert in physics and will not trust a flimsy structure. Second, height. The taller, the better. A good cat tree should be at least as tall as you are, allowing your cat to truly get above it all. Third, materials. Look for multiple perches, some cosy hidey holes or hammocks for napping, and plenty of surfaces covered in durable sisal rope for scratching. A cat tree isn't just a piece of furniture, it's an investment in your cat's mental and physical health. Spend a little extra to get a good one, and it will pay you back in purrs for years to come. What if you live in a small apartment and a giant cat tree feels like adding another roommate? Don't worry, there's an amazing alternative. Let's talk about simple solution number 2, the wall-mounted kingdom. This is where you get to be creative. Using a combination of sturdy wall shelves, perches, and even fabric bridges, you can create a cat highway around the perimeter of a room. This is an incredibly space-efficient way to provide vertical territory. Your cat gets the height they crave, but it doesn't take up any of your precious floor space. You can design a path that leads them from a shelf, over a doorway, to a cozy perch on the other side of the room. It's like creating a custom-built jungle gym that integrates right into your home. This solution is fantastic because it not only provides height, but it also gives them a dedicated freeway to travel around a room without ever having to touch the dreaded floor. It's modern, it's customizable, and it's basically your cat's dream come true. Now comes the big question. DIY versus store-bought. Should you channel your inner carpenter or just click Add to Cart? Both have their pros and cons. Store-bought options, like cat trees and pre-made shelves, are quick and easy. They're designed by people who, hopefully, understand cat needs, and you can have a vertical paradise set up in an afternoon. The downside is that they can be expensive, and they might not perfectly fit your space or your aesthetic. On the other hand, a DIY project lets you create a completely custom solution. You can use shelves that match your existing furniture, cover them in the carpet remnant of your choice, and build it to the exact specifications of your room. It can be much more affordable. The downside? You actually have to build it. This can lead to some interesting results if you're not handy. There are countless stories of cat shelves that ended up looking a little crooked or not being quite as sturdy as intended. Whichever path you choose, just make sure the end result is safe, stable, and appealing to your cat. So you've bought or built the perfect vertical masterpiece. You're all set, right? Not quite. The art of placement is just as important as the structure itself. You could have the most luxurious, expensive cat tree in the world, but if you stick it in a spare bedroom that no one ever goes into, your cat will likely ignore it. Why? Because cats are social creatures, on their own terms, of course. They want to be where the action is. They want to be able to observe you, their favourite human. The best place for a cat tree or a set of shelves is in the main living area of your home, the living room, the family room, wherever the family spends the most time. Placing it near a window is a massive bonus, as it provides that all-important cat TV. Think strategically. Does the perch give them a good view of the room? Is it in a warm, sunny spot? Does it feel like a central command post rather than a lonely outpost? Location, location, location is key to making sure your investment gets used. I can hear some of you now, but I don't want my living room to look like a crazy cat lady's den. I get it. The good news is, it doesn't have to. You can absolutely integrate vertical space into your decor. The days of ugly, beige, carpeted monstrosities being the only option are long gone. Today, there are countless companies making beautiful modern cat furniture that looks like sculptural art. You can find sleek, minimalist cat trees made of real wood that complement a mid-century modern vibe. You can get floating wall shelves that are so stylish, guests might not even realize they're for the cat. You can even find modular systems that you can customize with different colors and finishes. Think of it as a design challenge. How can you add these elements in a way that looks intentional and chic? A well-placed series of shelves can become a focal point in a room. A beautiful cat tree can be a conversation piece. You don't have to sacrifice your style to make your cat happy. All right, the beautiful new cat highway is installed. You stand back, beaming with pride, and your cat completely ignores it and goes to sit in a cardboard box instead. Don't panic. This is normal. You may need to do a little work encouraging your cat to use their new throne. Cats can be skeptical of new things in their territory. You need to make the new space irresistible. Start by making it smell familiar. Rub a blanket they sleep on all over the new perches. Then, make it a fun place to be. Leave a trail of their favourite treats leading up the shelves. Play with a feather wand near and on the new structure. Sprinkle a little catnip on the perches to spark their interest. Most importantly, praise them like crazy whenever they show even the slightest bit of interest. When they finally make it to the top, give them a special treat and tell them what a brave and clever adventurer they are. You need to associate the new vertical space with all their favourite things: food, fun, and affection. But what about older cats? Is all this talk about climbing and leaping just for the young ones? This is the senior cat exception. Myth busted. While a 15-year-old cat with arthritis might not be scaling the curtains anymore, their instinctive need for the safety and security of a high place does not go away. In fact, it can become even more important as they feel more vulnerable. The key is to provide them with accessible height. They still want that elevated view, but they can't perform the same acrobatic feats to get there. This is where you can get creative. Instead of a sheer vertical climb, provide a series of low, deep steps. You can buy pre-made pet stairs or arrange ottomans and footstools to create a gentle incline. A sturdy cat tree with built-in ramps, instead of just poles, can be a game changer for a senior kitty. The goal is the same: get them off the floor. You just need to adjust the path to accommodate their changing physical abilities. Don't count your senior cat out. Just give them a helping hand or ramp. So after all this work, what's the ultimate payoff? It's simple: a happier, healthier, and more well-adjusted cat. By providing a rich vertical environment, you are satisfying some of their deepest, most fundamental instincts. A cat with access to height is a cat that feels secure. They experience less stress and anxiety, which can have a real impact on their physical health, reducing the risk of stress-related illnesses. They get more physical exercise, keeping them lean and agile. In multi-cat homes, it dramatically reduces conflict and tension. But the best part? It strengthens the bond between you and your cat. When you take the time to understand and provide for their needs, you're not just being a pet owner. You're being a good roommate, a trusted guardian. You're speaking their language. And the reward for that is a confident, contented companion who will fill your home with more purrs, headbutts, and quiet companionship than you can imagine. So the next time your cat scales the refrigerator like it's Mount Everest, or stares down at you from the top of a door, don't just see a furry little menace. see a creature of instinct, see a tiny king or queen surveying their kingdom and reminding you that their world needs more than just a floor. You now hold the secret to unlocking a whole new level of happiness for your cat. It's not about expensive toys or fancy treats. It's about giving them the world they were designed to live in, a world with an up. Because at the end of the day, all the chaos, the knocked over glasses and the 3 a.m. zoomies are worth it for that one quiet moment when they curl up, purring, and remind you that you are, in fact, their favourite giant can opener. If you learned something new about your feline overlord, smash that like button and subscribe for more secrets from the cat world. And please share this with another cat parent who's currently wondering why there are paw prints on their ceiling. Now for the final question. What's the highest, weirdest place you've ever found your cat? Let me know in the comments below. See you next time.